What?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's series called Joy No Matter What. This week's bottom line is because of Jesus, we can experience joy in every circumstance, in good times and in difficult situations. Philippians 1:9-14 says, I pray that your love will overflow more and more, and that you will keep on growing in knowledge and understanding. For I want you to understand what really matters, so that you may live pure and blameless lives until the day of Christ's return. May you always be filled with the fruit of your salvation, the righteous character produced in your life by Jesus Christ. For this will bring much glory and praise to God. And I want you to know, my dear brothers and sisters, that everything has happened to me here has helped to spread the good news. For everyone here, including the whole palace guard, knows that I am in chains because of Christ. And because of my imprisonment, most of the believers here have gained confidence and boldly speak God's message without fear. And then going down to verses 18-21 says, but that doesn't matter. Whether their motives are false or genuine, the message about Christ is being preached either way. So I rejoice. And I will continue to rejoice, for I know that as you pray for me and the Spirit of Jesus Christ helps me, this will lead to my deliverance. For I fully expect and hope that I will never be ashamed, but that I will continue to be bold for Christ, as I have been in the past. And I trust that my life will bring honor to Christ whether I live or die. For to me, living means living for Christ, and dying is even better.
There's a calm that covers me when I kneel down at your feet. It's a place of healing. It's a place where I find freedom. There's a place my eyes can see where my spirit longs to be. It's a place of healing. It's a place I'll live in freedom. I'm gonna lift my hands till I can reach heaven. I'm gonna shout your name till the walls come falling down. I've come to worship. I've come to worship. There's a love that lives in me for you, Lord, my Savior King, who breaks a sin that's binding and leads me to a place of freedom. I'm gonna lift my hands till I can reach heaven. I'm gonna shout your name till the walls come falling down. I've come to worship. I've come to worship. I'm gonna sing my song like I am unashamed. I'm gonna shout for joy at the mention of your name. I've come to worship. I've
The Apostle Paul wrote half of the New Testament, including the Epistle to the Philippians. This particular epistle or letter to the church in Philippi was written in approximately AD 61 while Paul was a prisoner in Rome. We first read about Paul or Saul in the book of Acts. He was a Pharisee, a pious religious leader who persecuted followers of Jesus. However, he had an encounter with Jesus that transformed his heart from a tormentor of Christians to a preacher of the gospel. Paul's role in the early church was vital to its formation. In the books of the Bible written by Paul, you often find him addressing problems, arguments, differences in beliefs, and disruptions among believers. But the letter to the Philippians reveals a compassionate and loving side of Paul towards the church. Paul planted this church during one of his missionary journeys in AD 51. In this letter, he took time to encourage Jesus' followers by sharing how often he thinks about them and prays for those within the church. Keep in mind that these believers often faced persecution for their belief in Jesus and faith in God. Knowing that Paul cared about the circumstances they were facing brought joy, comfort, and peace to them. God often sends people like Paul into our lives when we need them the most. These people take time to let us know that they're thinking about us and that they're praying for us. They care about our well-being and they want to know that we're doing okay. While they're unable to take away our cares and our burdens, their concern and compassion for our circumstances can help ease the burden of what we're feeling. Currently, we are living in a period of time unlike anything that any of us have ever experienced before. A few months ago, no one could have predicted that our lives would have been turned upside down by the COVID-19 pandemic. But whether it's an airborne virus or an unexpected event in our lives, we can still grab hold of the unshakable joy God offers to us. This joy can affect our hearts and minds and allow us to see things through God's perspective. As we take a look at what Paul had to say to the Philippian church, we can be encouraged. Even though our circumstances are currently changing, God never changes, and His word still applies to our lives today.